Hello and welcome to the Managing Madrid podcast. We are live at the Bernabeu. As you can see beside me, the great Lucas Navarrete, and I am your host, Kiyan Sobhani. It is an honor. Lucas and I covered a game together last season.
It didn't go well.
I was at the Metropolitano. It did not go well. Our track record is 0 for 1, so apologies in advance. But give us feedback in the comments. How does it sound? It's getting loud in here. And it's mostly Atletico fans right now who are at the stadium because the Real Madrid fans haven't really entered the stadium yet to the full capacity. Let us know. Lucas, how you doing? How you feeling?
First of all, I'm excited about covering this game with you, Kiyan. Obviously, seeing you again after more than a year. And it's obviously also an exciting game. The atmosphere is very tense already with many Atletico fans inside the stadium already. They were also outside the stadium making a lot of noise, obviously. Security was pretty tight, at least when I came in. I don't know about you. But exciting times, even though obviously you have to assume that the game will probably go into the return leg. The job will not be finished for either team after this leg.
I think the exact way. I think it's going to be tight tonight. I think every single derby pretty much is a very cagey affair. It tends to end like 1-1 or something like that. Something that I spoke about when I was at Valdebebas yesterday, and I shamed you on the podcast for being too lazy to come. But I also said I don't blame you for not attending because I explained.
What did you do with the time difference in those few hours?
You have to pick up your media pass before 2, but the training and press conference doesn't start till 4. So I even spoke to the lovely person. I said, "What, can I go early?" She said, "No, but there's like a coffee shop in the hospital, like if you walk 20 minutes that way." So I was like, I just Ubered it back to the city and then I came back. I derailed, right. So what I said was, among many other things that I want Real Madrid to do well tonight and put out a good lineup, which we'll get to, is like, so many derbies in the past, Real Madrid are up 1-0. And it's like the 76th minute, and it's comfortable. They're passing it around like, okay, Atletico didn't do shit all game. And then bam, it's like some bullshit goal that Griezmann scores. So I just want, like, if we're in that situation, just close it out. Don't get into any like lapses, mistakes, because if you look at our record at the Metropolitano, it's not good. You cannot go there needing a result. You have to have a result sorted before going there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It would be like excellent and huge to have a 2-goal lead into the Metropolitano, because I would not be comfortable with just a single goal lead, in my opinion. Atletico will be firing on all cylinders in that game. So you probably have to think ahead and plan for that ahead of schedule and try to build that 2-goal lead. Obviously, it will be extremely tough to achieve that, because it's just a very, very difficult task to build such a lead against this Atletico team, especially without Bellingham and Ceballos. I think those two players missing will be very important tonight. But yeah, I completely agree with you with the fact when you say that it's crucial to build a bigger lead than just a single goal lead into the Metropolitano, because that game is going to be a nightmare.
So I brought the lineup on the screen. I won't lie. I saw the lineup when I was walking to the stadium, and I celebrated. It wasn't like Sergio Ramos 92-48 celebration, but it was like, yeah, it was like one of those. Look, this lineup still has a lot of issues. You don't have Ceballos, you don't have Bellingham. I just mostly celebrated the fact that we have Fede Valverde and Asensio, because I was worried that Asensio would be on the bench. I was worried that Fede Valverde is not going to be fit. I shouldn't celebrate really too much because there's a lot of work to be done. Tchouaméni Camavinga double pivot makes me a little bit nervous. I said it yesterday too on the preview podcast. You can't. I feel like anything we get from Luka Modric at this point of his career is a bonus, and he's not starting tonight. But Camavinga and Tchouaméni need to step up. They're in year 3 and year 4 now. They need to be established players. They need to step up in these moments. What other opportunity do you need than something like this? You don't have, Modric is coming off the bench at the age of 39. Ceballos is injured. Bellingham's injured. It's on them tonight, I think. They need to step up. They need to be better versions of themselves.
I think Modric played close to 90 against Betis, if not 90 even. So him starting tonight was a pretty crazy idea, in my opinion. You have to trust Camavinga and Ancelotti. Why are they in the squad if you cannot trust them or in nights like this, right? I mean, they were highly coveted and prized players when you sign them. They have the time and the opportunity to develop, and yeah, this is their time. I'm worried about Atletico's pressing system against Tchouaméni and Camavinga. Camavinga does have the ability to break that pressure and that system, but he's injury prone. No, not injury prone. Sorry, mistake prone, error prone, if you will. So I'm concerned about that, about some of his turnovers, yellow cards, mistakes defensively, silly penalties, silly fouls, and Tchouaméni maybe doesn't have that skill to distribute the ball against such an efficient pressure like Atletico. So I do have my concerns. But on the other hand, you have to trust them. You have to trust them in nights like this when Modric is 39 years old and he just played 90 minutes against Betis in what also was a very physical game in Sevilla. So, yeah, I expected, I mean, we all expected this lineup. It was leaked 24 hours ago to Cope's Miguel Ángel Díaz. So we all knew this was going to be the lineup pretty much. I do agree on the fact that it's huge to have both Valverde and Asensio in the defense instead of Alaba and Lucas Vázquez. So in that case, I'm calm, as you mentioned, and I'm celebrating the lineup. But the midfield concerns me a little bit. But on the other hand, there was like no other choice. It's just this is what you had in store for this game without Bellingham, and we'll see what happens. Definitely.
So I asked Carlo yesterday, like, given the fact that Atletico is so different from City, how does that change your approach? And he said some things like Atletico play more vertical, they have less possession, and they may counterattack more, but we don't change our approach. And I thought, like, what does that really mean? Because I feel like Real Madrid kind of just play what the opponent gives them. Right. So if the opponent goes into a deep block, Real Madrid will hold the high line and keep possession. If the opponent controls play and pins Real Madrid will play a deep block. And I think with this particular game, it's such a more dangerous team to me than Manchester City. Like, for obvious reasons, like we know that they're just a better team this year. But just the fact, like, for example, if you look at the 4-4 draw with Barca the other day, which was a crazy game, they can be dangerous on the counterattack and not like, like the old Atletico. I feel like this. Okay, I don't know. Maybe this is being talked about enough, but this is just something that I just realized. This is probably the best Barca team and best Atletico team in years that we're competing with on both fronts. It's probably Barca's. Yeah, I mean, it's probably Barca's best team since Messi left, and this is.
They won La Liga another year.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as this. And this Atletico team, like in the Into the Calderon guys are writing about it, like statistically speaking, this is their best defense in like 6 years. They're on pace for that kind of record. So they defend well. And between Alvarez and Griezmann and Marcos Llorente, who had a great game on the weekend.
Alvarez is an upgrade over Morata also.
No question. He can do more. He can do more than Morata. And so they're a more dangerous team in transition. So this is also part of like why I was a little bit celebratory / relieved that we're not going to have maybe like
Are we at the Metropolitano?
Yeah. What's funny is that what you just heard, if you heard it, is that those were the Real Madrid players coming up to the warm-up and the Atletico fans booing them, and we're at the Bernabeu. Mind you, it's 33 minutes before kickoff, and there's
33 minutes before kickoff for them too. Yeah, they're forced to enter.
I think they're forced to enter, yeah. But yeah, hopefully this won't be like this all game. What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying.
Atletico being more dangerous than in other previous
Yeah,
years.
I mean that's it. I mean, oh yeah, and just the fact that like it was hard to watch Rudiger and Alaba like hobble with bandages on against Betis. So I hope Rudiger's okay. Obviously, Alaba's not playing, so um, yeah,
Going to be loud.
yeah. I can turn my camera. It'll be easier than turning yours. One sec. Yo, I feel like this is such advanced technology for Managing Madrid podcast. I feel like we're ESPN. We got one camera facing this way, this is high. Guys, we've made it. We've made it. This is a big moment for us. There's going to be a tifo tonight, it seems.
Yeah, full stadium tifo. I asked about whether or not it had like a motto or a message. I haven't got an answer just yet. We'll let you know on Twitter if I get an answer. And I agree with you about this Atletico team being more dangerous than in previous years, and Barcelona as well. So yeah, Real Madrid are having a tougher schedule with these two teams fighting for the title in La Liga this year simultaneously. And I don't know about you. I don't know how Simeone is approaching most of his games this year. I haven't been paying that close attention to Atletico so far. I feel like he has a crazy good opportunity tonight to press Tchouaméni and Camavinga like crazy. I don't know if this Atletico team is doing that this year, but I feel like he has a very good opportunity to do that and to capitalize on that opportunity because, again, I'm concerned about Tchouaméni and Camavinga's ability to withstand that pressure. So I feel like Simeone, being the good coach he is, will try to capitalize on that opportunity. I don't know about you.
I think also just in addition to this being one of the better Atletico teams in years, they also have been. When was the last time we beat them? At least 4 games in a row we haven't beaten them. No, last year's Super Cup you're talking about, we beat them. That was it. That was against Oblak, yeah. So 2 losses against them last year, and then 2 draws against them this year, correct? And you were talking about like how do they play like, this version. I mean, the Atletico identity is pretty consistent over the years with Simeone. I think they have a bit of their tenaciousness and grit and fight back. Like if you remember the Atletico we faced during the three-peat, that team was just so difficult to crack. And they were such a combative side. And I think they have been consistently, but like, you think back to that image over the weekend where Conor Gallagher has that double tackle and Simeone's going nuts on the sidelines. Like, I feel like they have a bit of that bark and bite back this year. I wanted to ask you this. How much... who's booing that? So just an update. They just put you guys know that that same kind of message they had against at the Anoeta, Real Sociedad put up, no xenophobia, no racism, etc. And they just put that up at the Bernabeu, and the Atletico fans were booing that. Someone in the chat is asking, can we keep our stadium camera on during the game? We absolutely cannot do that. We would be kicked out. You would never hear from us again. Florentina would put us in like Guantanamo Bay. Like we would not get out. We might be allowed to keep it on ourselves. Not that I would do that, but yeah.
Remember what they told me in the Champions League final? I think I let you know that we didn't have the accreditation as radio or TV guys, and therefore they were kind of concerned when they saw my mic. I mean, that wasn't Real Madrid, that was UEFA. But I think maybe we will not be allowed to do that during the game. Maybe pre-game they're okay with. During the game, I wouldn't take any risks.
Angelo has been saying we should do that. Angelo. He says keep your camera on you during the game and react. But I'm not. We're not going to do that. Last thing, a couple more things. the Champions League mentality kind of stuff. Rio, is it going to play a part? I think it is, but I don't think we'll see it today. I think if we see that part play a part, it'll be in the second leg.
I think that it would be way bigger and way more impactful if the return leg was played at the Bernabeu. Tonight, I don't think it would play such a big factor because you still obviously have the return leg to be played. So I don't expect it to be and to make such a big difference tonight, if I'm being honest.
Did you get your catering bag? You did? Did you eat it? No. This is the last thing I wanted to say before we kind of log off here, because I gotta pee, I gotta get coffee, and then we gotta watch the tifo, all that stuff. I brought you a gift. This is a surprise, live on air. Okay.
Whoa. Hold on. I think I know what it is.
I'm donating my catering bag to you. You have two dinners tonight. I don't want any of that shit in there. I'm just gonna go get a coffee. All right. Concluding thoughts, bro.
Just looking forward to the game, and again, hoping that Real Madrid takes this game very seriously, in the sense that not take the game seriously, period, but making sure that the lead, if there's a lead, is bigger than a one-goal lead. Like, don't be satisfied with just one goal, because the game at the Metropolitano is going to be a nightmare. That's my main concern. Don't be satisfied about building a one-goal lead just because you're playing without Bellingham, and try to build a bigger lead than that one.
Completely agree. Treat this as like the more goals you score, the better it'll be. Don't go in the second leg needing to pump goals to Atletico. Just go get as much as you can done tonight. If you're up 1 or 2 goals, co-sign on everything you just said. Score more. Lucas, look forward to watching this with you guys. We will do a post-game show. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to look like yet. Lucas and I will figure that out in a second, but we'll see you guys after the game, and enjoy the game, and peace out. Hala Madrid. Just put N stream again.